Faye Short here, and welcome to your June Soul Series video. Thank you once again for tuning in with me. I do appreciate you going in, clicking the link, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, if you have not seen any of my other videos, YouTube is the place to visit. Just look under Soul Series 2018. You can also go back and look at the videos that I started last year as well. So thank you for tuning in, and I will try to keep this short and sweet. Um, I didn't get a chance to like beauty queen it up today because I was all in my gym classes today. So just got finished with that, and I said, you know what, I need to go ahead, get out here and make this video before July comes. So this video is about patience, and thank you for patiently allowing me to get this video posted for you. Once again, I do apologize for the delay. A little announcement here. So several of you, if you're my friends on Facebook, you should have gotten an invite to like my page for the nonprofit Foundation Ed Inc. So thank you for all the likes that I have gotten there. Please, if you got a request to like the page, go ahead and like the page for me and support a good cause, okay? Also, you can click the link to access the website from my page as well, to find out more about Foundation Education Inc., also known as Foundation Ed Inc. Let's see here. One thing that I'm excited about also is that we have a tentative date. Foundation Ed Inc. is sponsoring our first seminar. It will be pertaining to suicide prevention and substance abuse training, just giving information to the community about, what to do in these type of situations and what signs and symptoms to look out for. That date has been tentatively set for September the 18th. So please check or mark this on your calendars. I do wish that all my friends on Facebook, my family members, and people in the community to just be there. It might not be something that will help you, but it might be something with this information that you can help somebody else. And then if you are not even looking to help somebody else, but you just want to come out and support me, that would be great. So I would appreciate the support. So support September the 18th is the date that I have marked for that, and I will be posting additional information closer to that time period for you. So please mark your calendars for that. All right, so let's just go ahead. Oh, happy birthday to all June birthdays. Happy birthday to you, and go ahead and just say happy birthday to July birthdays, because my July video probably won't be out before I'm able to, announce and say happy birthday to the July birthdays. So Geminis and Cancers, happy birthday to you. My birthday is coming up on the 10th, so I look forward to that as well. And thank you ahead of time for the birthday wishes. But yes, anybody that celebrated any anniversaries, happy anniversary to you. Anything that took place in the month of June that I failed to say happy anniversary or whatnot, or congratulate you on, I'm giving you congratulations now, and good job. So moving right along, I'm going to just get right into the meat of the discussion, because like I said, I am strapped for time. I just got a lot busy for the month of June, with the kids being out of school, me starting back with my doctorate program again. So, I don't have a lot of time for anything right now, and I just pretty much have been just taking care of kids in school and trying to keep myself motivated to do both of those things. And taking care of myself. But today's topic is about patience, and also the pros and cons of patience as well. Because when you think about patience, you always think about, something good, which usually patience is something good to have. And I hope you all can hear me. My setup is a little bit far away, so I apologize in advance if the volume may be low or I'm not speaking loud enough. I'm really trying to pronunciate my voice to you. So I will try to speak louder as well, okay, because I am outside. Um, so, yes, the reason the topic of the discussion came up Sunday, my pastor had talked about patience, and he had asked the question, uh, does anyone struggle with patience, or, lack patience? And, in the past, I would have definitely raised my hand and acknowledged that I was a person who suffered with patience. But over the course of last year, I felt like I really improved in my temperance, and I was able to have a lot more self-control because I wanted to see certain things come about. Um, so I didn't raise my hand. I didn't feel like I had an issue with patience. I felt like I grasped the subject of patience. I felt like I knew exactly, what to do in certain situations. Um, Boy, was I wrong, okay? Um, so currently, so I kind of felt like I was saying that I had grasped the concept, but I was wrong, okay? And my whole idea in my mind is that, everything that I desired was going to come to me. So I shouldn't worry about that. Um, and I had actually even memorized the 23rd Psalm. Some of you may know it. If you don't know it, look it up. But it really became helpful to me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That's the 23rd Psalm, the beginning of it. So definitely, if you have a chance to look that up and memorize it for yourself, I definitely recommend it. So I had been going around, and when I felt my flesh rise, and I wanted to kind of step out and do something that might have not been along the path that I have been led at this moment in time in my life, I have been reciting the 23rd Psalm. Shout out to Amy for my little uh, nails. I think they're so cute. Oh, I'm trying to focus in on them. So yeah, I think those are so cute. I don't know what to call them. It looks like little fiesta party nails or whatever, but I think those are so cute. So shout out to Amy at Exclusive Nail Studio for that. Um, yes. So a majority of the time, the 23rd, reciting the 23rd Psalm has worked for me. Um, and it's given me patience, but come this past weekend, I realized that there are still certain areas that I needed to work on as far as patience. Um, and as far as allowing God to work his perfect will in my life. So I have two scenarios of my personal experience with patience that I'm going to, sorry, I had to pause the video for a moment, but I'm back now. Um, so yes, I have two personal experiences that I wanted to bring you all in on, just to, um, give my little, testimony or 2 cents about what patience means to me. And the first situation has to do with competition. And for me, by nature, I am a very competitive person. Um, Ever since I can remember, I've been a competitive person. No matter what it was, just the idea of sport, is just something that I enjoy and I get pleasure out of. Um, Even for me, to the point where it became something that was not healthy for me. Competition became something that wasn't healthy. but I still sought pleasure in it, at least temporarily, even though some of the things that I did for the nature of sport were a little bit reckless. And so this past weekend, I'll tell you exactly where I found out that I might not have been practicing so well in my patience journey, because even though in some areas I might feel that I have gotten better in, it leaked out in another area that I still needed patience in. And so I just like the idea of going after something, even even though I might not even want it, you know, but just to know that I can have it. Um, yes, aka Veruca Salt. Yes, all day. I'm sorry, that's the shadow side of me. And so I have to keep that in check a lot of times because I will literally go after something with all passion and get it and not really want what I ended up getting. And that's the sad part about it, when I have to actually deal with what it is that I got, you know. So this weekend I ended up making an impulse purchase just for the sake of competition, and wanting to see if I could win. I came across like a bidding site, and I mean, it was interesting, and I just basically want to see what the high bid was and to see if I could outbid the person. And I ended up outbidding the person. I didn't even want it, you know. I didn't even really care about the item that I was bidding on. It was just the simple fact that I wanted to outbid the highest bidder. Don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. All right, so I won the bid, and I'm hoping that somebody can now come and outbid me, because I really don't want this item, and I'm gonna be stuck with something that I really didn't need either. But for the sake of my competitive nature and being a little bit reckless and impulsive, um, you know, that's something that I did. So now I'm dealing with a little bit of buyer's remorse, and I'm possibly stuck with something that I don't need. So that's just telling you something about me, my competitive nature. Um, it can cross over in other areas of my life as well. And I really have to learn how to be patient and actually um, weigh the circumstance or weigh the situation before I decide to compete. Like, is this something that I need to exert this extra energy on, or am I going to regret um, putting this energy into what I did, or noticing, being able to notice and actually acknowledge the red flags, because for me the competitive nature just is so strong that I will disregard a red flag and I will not weigh an option. Or maybe I did, maybe I thought about it, but the simple fact that the pleasure part of it was just so strong for me that I decided that it was worth it. It was worth getting that immediate pleasure. And for me, I have lived a lifestyle, what is called hedonistic, or a hedonic lifestyle, which means that a person that pretty much seeks pleasure a majority of the time, and stays away from painful situations. So a lot of that changed for me last year. I'm no longer just trying to have pleasure all the time, because I realized that that brought me no balance in my life. But you know, everything is a learning circumstance. So your girl is growing, elevating, y'all elevating. So, you know, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. You worry about your own demons, and I'll worry about mine, okay? And I'm worried about mine, and I'm focused on it, and I'm getting better because I have goals, and I cannot let this impulsiveness cause me to be reckless in situations anymore. Um, so, yes, I'm learning how to weigh my options. I'm learning how to examine the red flags and just pay attention to those things. So, with that being said, I like to think about the verse, Second Peter, um, chapter 1, verses 5 through 7, and it says, now add to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience. So for me, what that means is when you find an area where you're being reckless in, or you're not, excuse me, you all, I don't know why my lighting just changed, but all of a sudden it changed. I don't know why. Um, So when you find an area, like I said, competitiveness is my area. So when you find an area in your life and you acknowledge that this might be a situation where you might have an issue in, that's called knowledge. You're being knowledgeable about that situation. Now, in order to add to that, what it says is add to that temperance. Temperance means self-control. So I know that I have an issue in this area. Now I need to control myself when it comes to this area that I have an issue in. Um, for me, it's competition. For others, it might be, sex, it might be drugs, it might be eating, it might be a multitude of things, anger, laziness, alcoholism, anything that you have knowledge that you're being reckless in, and you know for a fact that this is causing an issue in your life, um, then temperance is the way that you need to learn a way to gain self-control in that. And once you gain, how you gain self control is by practicing patience. And so, without these three things, knowledge, self control, and patience, I'd be somewhere like plucking my eyebrows out, like just nervous energy because I want to act on something and I can't act on it. So it would make me nervous. It would give me a lot of nervous energy. Um, so when you look at the word patience and the spelling of patience, the first four letters, P-A-T-I, it's in Latin, the first four letters in Latin, pati, that means to suffer. So basically, what this verse is saying in Second Peter, chapter 1, verse 5 through 7 is you need to acknowledge that you have a problem in a certain area. You need to practice self control. And in order to practice self control, you need to suffer. You're going to suffer in this area because you're going to want to do it. But you're going to hold yourself back from that immediate pleasure, and it's going to hurt. So to practice patience means to suffer, in according to the Latin terminology, and it's delaying patience for uh, a long term happiness or a long term good life, and that's basically my goal. Now, the second issue that I had when it comes to having self control and being knowledgeable about a certain area when it comes to patience is jealousy and feelings of lack. And you might not admit, that you become jealous, but I am, you know, bold enough or have enough courage to, call out myself for the things that I struggle with. And one of those things is just like feeling like I'm lacking, something that somebody else might have. And it came apparent to me as well this weekend. Thanks, Pastor, for telling me that having a sermon about patience, and then all of the issues and places where I needed patience in, because I thought I was good, y'all. I thought I was, set, I got this under control. But apparently not. And so the second scenario, I was talking to my son, and he had mentioned to me about his, new stepbrother that he has, and how he likes that, they live with his dad in their new place and whatnot. And you know it wasn't the simple fact that, well, it wasn't that, you know me and his dad aren't together, or that I wanted to be with his dad, or that I was jealous of the person that his dad is with, because I've been there, done that, and that's in my past. The jealousy and feelings of lack came in when I felt like, I want somebody, to be with. I want to live in a home with somebody. I want my kids to be happy to have somebody in their home, in the home with them, that they can be proud of as well. And I want somebody to help me with my kids, and I want somebody to help me with my responsibilities, and, my household chores and my bills. And I want somebody that, I can have amazing sex with. And I want somebody that, will lift me up when I'm down. And I want somebody that will support my dreams. Now, listen, granted, I didn't say anything about my ex or his new situation. This was all about me and selfishness, and jealousy, and those thought processes usually arise from, your own selfish mind, your own selfish thoughts. And I quickly had to curb that, because I knew what I was trying to do in my life. It's easy to be in a relationship with anybody, but I'm beyond the point of accepting what comes knocking on my door. I'm beyond the point of being with somebody for the sake of being with somebody out of convenience and being unhappy. And I am in a point of self growth, so that the next person that I draw in is going to be on the level with me. Because if I'm not a whole person, then I'm going to continue to draw in people that are not whole as well, and I'm going to be back at square one again. So, this is my path. This is what my journey, this is what God has spoke to me about my issues, and where I need to be more patient in, and just, not to be, jealous, or, if the emotion comes, to be able to, disregard it, have some self-control of your thoughts, and know that your day will come. Like, there's somebody out there specifically for you, that's going to support all your dreams, and is going to have the same mindset as you when it comes to community service, and just wants to be around you, wants to be around your kids, wants to do, all these things. And they have their own things going on as well, that I can lend to them and be there and be supportive for them as well. So I couldn't be concerned about that. But it did come about, it did come to my mind. And so I just, decided to share that with you all. I'm no longer going to test drive relationships just for the sake of test driving relationships, because we can all, find somebody. It's not hard at all. And I don't want to end up hurt because I'm doing things out of habit, just like my competitiveness, and being, having some kind of, feeling that I regret making the decisions that I made, because this is a pattern for me. And so that's where I'm at. So those are my two scenarios that showed me that even though I'm good in this area, I still have a couple of areas that I can always do better in and improve on, as far as patience. And I decided to, also, because you all know I have my little scientific, peer review journals that I like to read as well, to just add to, what I'm saying. And this one is called the Virtue of Patience, Spirituality and Suffering. And so basically, what this study is from the Psychology of Religion and Spirituality, the APA Association, the APA put this out, and basically it talks about how to gain patience and where patience comes from. And most people who view patience as a virtue are people who are spiritual, are people who have a religious tie, some kind of religious background, and they took a study of about 406 students. Some of these students were Christian, a majority of them were Christian, and then even some of them were non-religious. And from their findings, they found out that spirituality and religion plays a very big role in having a higher patience level, because you can always think. They found that the people who thought good thoughts about people and like try not to think negative thoughts were not as patient as those who actually practiced in patience. And by practicing patience, they found, excuse that, I'm outside, you all, so the background, please excuse. But people who practiced patience had a frequent prayer life, and they had religious support, or they practiced religious traditions. So those help with their patience levels. Also, let's see here. There were findings about patience as well that I put in a chart about the pros and the cons of patience. Some of these things are from the article, and some of these things that I put on this chart here is from personal experience, like I just stated, the jealousy, and competitiveness. And so I made this chart to just show pati, meaning equivalent of suffering. Patience is suffering. So there's going to be the good side and there's going to be the bad side. You have to find the median in whatever situation that you're struggling with, whether or not to practice patience is a good thing for you in that situation. Because some things patience is not, a good situation to actually be in, and it can cause too much suffering. So I hope this chart help you. This chart helps you in, seeing the pros and cons of patience. And you can pause the video if you like, to just write this down or screenshot this video, screenshot the chart if you would like to have that for your own records. So just go ahead and pause the video now to do that. I'm going to go ahead and continue to move forward. So, yes. Also, patience helps with better emotional regulations, basically emotional self-control as well, is what they found in this research. One thing that I love, that I found out, well, that I read about in the research as well, it's right here, y'all. It's right here. Yeah, if you wanna, I'm trying to, it's a little blurry, but I apologize. Anyways, what it says is, however, as is made clear, with the case of patience, it seems that virtues are more than just characteristic adaptations. Virtues are not just psychological habits or adaptations devoid of moral meaning. Instead, to be truly virtuous, these adaptations are habits must be connected to a particular type of narrative identity or self-concept, namely an identity that values something beyond the self. Okay, so what they were saying, if you continue to read, is that, you can say I'm patient all day long. And, you know, you can see in areas of your life where you're patient, but some people are just non-emotional. Some people are disengaged. Some people could care less, and so they're just not bothered. They make no reaction. They make no movement forward. Well, in actuality, that's not really patience. To say that patience is a virtue means that somebody else outside of yourself is benefiting from you waiting, or from you suffering. So that's what patience is. So if somebody else isn't telling you that you're a patient person, then you probably want a second opinion on that if you're the only person saying that I'm a patient person, like I was, saying I'm patient. I got this wrapped up in a bag. Clearly I wasn't. Clearly I was still impulsive. So you kind of want to walk a fine line between being reckless and then being disengaged, meeting somewhere in the middle. That's patience. And patience is not for every situation, and you cannot call yourself patient in order to say that you're a virtuous person. I have virtue. Patience is a virtue. Well, it's only a virtue if other people see this within you, like, the virtuous woman. She didn't sit up here in the Bible, the virtuous woman in the Bible, y'all, the virtuous woman in the Bible. She didn't sit up here and say all these things about her. It was written. Somebody else acknowledged all of these things about the virtuous woman. And that's what virtue means, when other people can see this in you. So, yes. Um, One more topic about this article, it says that the ability to self-regulate emotions when learned in adolescent age is crucial in promoting positive outcomes in situations of adversity. So definitely teach your kids how to be more patient in life. And one way you can do that is through prayer and meditation, and through giving, through tithing, and having some type of religious tradition, or something that helps you, spirituality, that's going to help you in building patience. Okay. All right, so thank you for tuning in with me. Last but not least, you all know that I like to do my Doreen Virtue butterfly card. So I'm going to go ahead and uh, see what our cards say today, for just some guidance for the remainder of the month of June until my next video. I've already shuffled my cards, and I got 3 cards that came out. So I don't know what these are. Let's just see what it says. First card is hobbies, and I'm not sure what this means, but I'm gonna go ahead and give my best impression on. Um, it's good not to stay in the house, and I guess a little bit of my competitive, sporty, athletic energy came out on this card, because it talks about hobbies, and like I said, I like competitive sports, so that's one of the things that I enjoy doing. But the weather is nice. Get out of the house, find something to do outdoors, like this butterfly. It's just so beautiful. The flowers are blooming. Even if you like to catch butterflies, basically this is what this looks like. If you are a person that likes to catch butterflies, or some other type of insects, or you like to collect different types of leaves or flowers, anything outdoors that would be a hobby to you, whether it's sports or just a collection of things, or you know, whatever it could be. Definitely recommend that. So I'm going to show this card, and then I'm going to read what the book says about this card for hobbies. So let's see here. Okay, so how are you spending your free time, dear one? When you're going through life changes, hobbies can provide a stress outlet and meaningful foundation. Your card is guiding you to invest in these pursuits as a way to relax, learn, and enjoy yourself. You love to stay busy, and these interests bring fun into your hectic life. Uh-oh, lost my page. Hobbies can be productive as many people turn them into careers. So imagine that you have unlimited time, energy, and money available for a hobby. What's the first one that comes to mind? That's your inner truth. And there's always a way to make it work on any budget and schedule. Joining a group related to your hobby is a wonderful way to make new friends who can be there for you during the next part of your life. Any change, even a positive one, can be stressful, but with playful outlets like hobbies and good friends, it can feel purposeful and joyful. And honestly, I'm going to take this because, like I said, those negative feelings, even though I'm not in a relationship, I do have my hobbies that I participate in, and they do give me, you know, outlets and make me feel joyful to have people that share in the same interests as me. So definitely get a hobby. You guys get out the house, get a hobby, do something for yourself. Okay. Um, the next card is family changes. Um, and I'll try to give you all a better picture of that. Two butterflies here. Now, for me, when I saw the card or just the name family changes, um, I have been noticing, you know, a lot of people dying and then a lot of people having babies. And so, just the natural cycle of life. Is this family changes card. You see these two butterflies where maybe there was once two butterflies, one of them flew away. So you might have encountered some type of death in the family that brought a family change, or you might have had an addition to the family. Both of these can be beautiful depending on, you know, how you look at it. And so let me read to you what the description says about family changes. And I haven't drawn that card before. This card comes to you with the announcement of a change in your family. You needn't worry about this shift because it unfolds with divine blessings. Trust that you and your family are entirely watched over and protected by God and the angels. And this change only arises because it's the free will choice. The free will choice of those involved. Your role is to keep steady prayers that everyone chooses the path of God's love. Then we talk about how patience and prayer you into a better emotional standing when it comes to family changes and things like this when they do arise, whether through death or new beginnings and new life. So if you need to take action, God will clearly guide you and support you all the way. While change can seem threatening, in the long run, it always works out for the best. And so it is with your loved ones. And so is it with your loved ones. Truly, this change will bring you closer together and bind you in new ways. So, you know, whatever decisions are being made in accordance to your family, you know, I don't know what that is, but it's going to work out. Pray about it, be patient, and let God have his perfect will. The third card and final card is join in. And I like it. It's like two different butterflies, two different types of butterflies on the same leaf, you know, and You know, meet somebody different, do something different, have a different activity. If it's something that you wanted to do before that you haven't done, and try out, even if you have to go by yourself, which I'm finding that a lot of things that I'm doing most recently this year has been in solitude, and I'm meeting people while I'm there. So that's the interesting thing. But this card, the join in card, I'm going to read to you the meaning of that card. And so I'll let you get a better look of the two butterflies. All right. So join in. You're being called to push past shyness and meet new people in the month of June and July. Although you might not think of yourself as sociable, it's time to take action and get acquainted with like-minded friends and associates. Your social fears stem from spending time with insensitive people. So true. And you'll benefit. Oh, sorry. Okay. And you'll benefit from connecting with gentle and kind individuals like yourself, or like me. Hang out with me, guys. You receive this card because in order to meet these new friends, you'll need to join in. Get out the house, get a hobby, do something with yourself, okay? That means literally joining an in-person, not online, not virtual, class or group, so that you can network with others. Joining in also entails introducing yourself at these groups and having conversations with strangers, which I'm an introvert, so that's difficult for some people like me. But I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm joining in, guys. I'm joining in. So, you know, you might see me somewhere. Okay, this positive change in your social life will open new doors for you in other areas. Come on, nonprofit. Come on. Come on, open the new doors. Come on, relationship. Come on, speak it. Speak those things as if they were, okay? So, dear Lord, dear viewers, everyone, I'm about to go into prayer. I was about to pray, you guys. So, but I'll say my prayers for you after the video and for myself after the video. Thank you for tuning in. Click subscribe to the link, and see you all in July. Happy birthday to me. Bye-bye.